Hello, welcome to Maths with EJD. In this video, I'll be starting the series on game theory. I'm very sure a lot of us would have heard about game theory before now, but now let's go into it step by step, starting from what game theory is actually about. So let's start with the definition. Definition of game theory. Of course, the idea of game is something we all can relate with. But then talking about a theory of games, I mean, what is that really about? Starting with the definition, right? We can say that game theory is a branch of mathematics that studies strategic interactions, studying strategic interactions between individuals, groups, groups, or or entities where the outcome where the outcome for each participant depends on the action of others, depends on the actions of others. So it's more like the fate of everybody involved depends on everybody involved. That's the basic idea of games. So it's not a situation where you get to determine what happens, right? So whatever happens to you is determined by you and other people interacting. So game theory analyze helps analyze situations where participants must make decisions while you're making decision subject to other people's other people's participation. So it helps analyze situations where participants must make decisions while considering others' potential choices. Others' potential choices. Okay. So that's the definition of game theory. It's a branch of maths that studies strategic interactions between individuals, where the outcome for each participant depends on the actions of others. So everybody determines what happens to everybody. So let's look at a bit of historical background. Historical background of game theory. I mean, one playlist I like to make one of these days would be the history of mathematics. I know it's be very interesting. So historical background of game theory. First, it was developed by mathematicians, mathematicians like John von Neumann. I hope we won't find Euler here again. John von Neumann and Oscar. Okay, Euler is not here so far. And Oscar Morgenstern. Oscar Morgenstern, and advanced. It was advanced by John Nash. You know, John Nash is one of the most popular names associated with game theory. Interestingly, he wasn't the one that really started it, but I mean, he was the one who advanced it to the point that we have something called the Nash equilibrium, and advanced by John Nash with his equilibrium concept. It is equilibrium concept. Okay. Today, game theory is used extensively. It's used extensively in economics, is extensively in economics, political science, science, biology, and technology. Okay. Now let's look at the importance of game theory. How important is it? We have seen that it's about decision making, subject to the whatever all the participants involved do. So, how important is game theory? Importance of game theory. Importance of game theory. All right. So, first of all, it enhances decision making by modeling competitive and cooperative scenarios. So, I mean, it can also help us to understand the idea of cooperation and cooperative scenarios. Then we have that game theory predicts outcomes. It predicts outcomes. It predicts outcomes in strategic interactions, helping participants optimize their actions. Okay. All right. Can we look at some real world applications of game theory? Real world applications. Okay. First of all, I mean, just like we mentioned before, we talked about economics. In economics, um, we can use game theory to analyze. It can be used for analyzing market behavior, auction designs, and pricing strategies. Then we can also see that we can see it at work in politics and international relations. Okay, so here we can use game theory for negotiating treaties, resolving conflicts, resolving conflicts, and modeling elections. Okay. And then we can see its use in biology, game theory in biology. How does that work? Okay. Well, we can use game theory to understand. We can use it in understanding evolutionary behaviors and ecosystem dynamics. Okay. And then we can go ahead. I mean, ecosystem dynamics, you have a whole lot of interaction a lot of interactions going on between among animals, among plants and animals, and all of that, between species, within species, and between species, and so on. So we can have game theory also in the realm of technology. So here we can use game theory in designing algorithms, resource sharing networks, and cybersecurity strategies. I mean, cybersecurity is a big deal today. So game theory plays a big role there. Okay. Um, then we can talk about everyday scenarios like sports and all that. So let's look at some everyday scenarios. So we can see game theory in sports strategies, board games, even the recreational games we play, board games, and social negotiations. So interactions with your colleagues at work, with your friends in class, and things like that. So social negotiations also play a great role there. Okay, so these are some aspects. We're just talking about what game theory is all about. It's more like an introduction to it. So, okay. Some of the possible activities we may be thinking about will be things like maybe discussing real world situation where game theory applies, such as the prisoner's dilemma or an auction scenario. How do individuals strategize to maximize outcomes? These are some kind of things. And but as we progress in this playlist, we'll see all of these things and it will come out so beautifully. All right, so we are into games now. Um, it doesn't necessarily have to be, playing games on computer games or card games or anything like that. Those are part, but it even transcends to other realms. How husband and wives behave, how parents interact with their children, and things like that. All of them can be modeled. All of them are basically games in short. So watch out for the next video, we'll be talking about types of games. And then we go gradually until we go very advanced into this. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, you want to do that right away and hit the notification bell so that you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. Comment, let me know if you want me to teach a topic or solve a problem. For instance, this game theory is actually a request from one of my friends. So, I mean, you may have something like that. So if I'm able to do it, I'll go ahead and do that. So comment. Like and share also so that more people can have access to this great learning. Till I come your way again, keep being the best. Bye.